Credit Union is dedicated to connecting with our communities and members, providing all the financial, tools, services, and expertise they need to live their best life, providing more of everything since 1955. Max Credit Union.
The mission of Pike County Schools is to provide excellence in education, producing graduates ready for college, careers, and lifelong success. Pike County Schools would like to wish the Goshen High School Eagles and the Pike County High School Bulldogs success on the field this Friday night. Whether you are a cheerleader, band member, player, or fan, we hope you enjoy the Friday night experience and take pride in your school. Pike County Schools, excellence in education.
It's not about the awards we're getting for being the best. It's about the reward we feel for giving our best, for doing what's best for those who need us, for creating a home for those who want to be their best. It's about knowing that we're attracting some of the best minds, the best hearts, and providing you with some of the best health care anywhere. Welcome to Southeast Health, where best is what we do. Southeast Health, always the right direction.
Max Credit Union, we enjoy more. Serving more, teaching more, growing more, giving more, supporting more, sharing more, and more of everything. Max Credit Union is dedicated to connecting with our communities and members, providing all the financial, tools, services, and expertise they need to live their best life, providing more of everything since 1955. Max Credit Union.
The mission of Pike County Schools is to provide excellence in education, producing graduates ready for college, careers, and lifelong success. Pike County Schools would like to wish the Goshen High School Eagles and the Pike County High School Bulldogs success on the field this Friday night. Whether you are a cheerleader, band member, player, or fan, we hope you enjoy the Friday night experience and take pride in your school. Pike County Schools, excellence in education.
It's not about the awards we're getting for being the best. It's about the reward we feel for giving our best, for doing what's best for those who need us, for creating a home for those who want to be their best. It's about knowing that we're attracting some of the best minds, the best.
And first up is Coach Quinn Hambright with the Charleston Trojans, head coach, athletic director. Coach, Greenville came to town. They were riding a high. I'm talking about a high-scoring roller coaster they were riding, and they were undefeated with their record. Scored 74 the week before they came in. But, Coach, they had not seen anything like the Trojan defense so far this year. The Trojans get the win, and a region win at that.
Yep.
To go 2-1 on the year and 1-0 in region play. Coach, you have told me more than once, and I've taken note, that this is collectively the best frontline, D-line, and linebackers you've had since you came to Charles Anderson. Again, I emphasize collectively, but the entire defense, they kind of showed out Friday night, Coach.
And
Speak to us about the play of the defense and how they, time after time, stepped out on the field, turned Greenville away, no matter where the drive was starting. Just fill us in on how that defense did that.
You know, we focus on a team effort and team wins, and Friday was, you know, a team win for us. You know, collectively up front, you know, we were missing one guy, but you couldn't tell. You know, when Noah stepped in and at D-line played very well.
I was going to ask about that. I saw number 2 out there playing D-line. Does he like that, or was he doing it just to help the team?
Oh yeah, well, he had no other choice. He was a primary blocker on offense this week. You know, just because of some stuff that he had going on. But you know, it humbled him a little bit, and he enjoyed it. You know, he's going to continue to play it throughout the year.
On several tackles.
Yeah, a lot of tackles in the backfield, disrupting things. You know, we didn't have Ziggy Boyd, which it didn't hurt us, but it would have helped tremendously. And I don't know how much help we would have needed.
With the depth.
You know, with the depth. So, but, you know, on the back end, you know, we busted one coverage because we didn't roll to the middle of the field.
That was the pass down the middle.
The pass down the middle of the field. But, you know, collectively those guys played relentless, and you know they're tough, they're physical. You know, they play hard-nosed football, and that's what we like. You know, I think it was 4 red zone stops. You know, you can't beat
4.
that.
Was it 4? It was at least 4.
And I know it was 3 back-to-back for sure.
Yeah.
And you know, time after time, you know, I don't want to say, you know, the defense saved the offense saved the defense. It's because there are times where the offense have to outscore people because the defense is not performing. And collectively, that's a Charles Henderson win, and that's what I'm happy about.
Yeah, Coach. Like I said, it was time after time again.
Right.
Their backs were just against the wall, and they just, the old cliche, bowed their neck, bowed their back, and just said, no, not right here, not tonight,
not today,
not tonight, not right here. We're not letting you have points on the board. And it was one. And they did it in different ways.
Right.
You know, they just found a way. This drive, we're going to stop you like this. The next drive, it might have been a batted down pass. The next drive, you know, I mean, it was
pressure on the quarterback. You know, making them throw throws. You know, we batting down the ball at D line. You know, if you can't get there, we tell them to get their hands up. You know.
Yeah. Somebody put on social media, y'all need to give the entire defense a pizza.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they deserve it. I mean, I'll tell you, those guys are physical, man. They practice like that every single day, you know. So
Coach, we got a few highlights of the game, and you can talk during these highlights. Ava, can you prompt up those highlights? The camaraderie, everything's just great. Coach, Ced Brown, the senior wide receiver, out again. And although Kellen Stewart showed signs of improvement and growth, as we just saw in the highlights, senior quarterback Blake Lowry out again. I know you're ready to be full strength.
Yeah, right.
And with all your guys dressed and ready to play, speak to us just a little bit about the overall health of the team.
We're still banged up. We had a kid go down with an MCL sprain. Yesterday.
Practice?
Actually, in practice. So,
on it.
You know, he was in a receiver rotation. You know, he was, getting a little playing time, which opens it up for my younger guys to step up, and they have done a great job of stepping up. My ninth graders.
Gotcha.
They've done an excellent job stepping up and said, man, let's just all just send some prayers up for Said. You know, he has surgery tomorrow. His hamstring completely, you know, tore from his bone in his leg. So he has surgery tomorrow, you know, and that's a vital, big piece to our team.
Yeah.
So I just want the Trojans community to, if you see him, just uplift him. If you see him in Walmart, you know, if you see him around, you know, he may not, I don't know if he'd be able to even play basketball
Coach,
this season.
it's hard, Coach. You know, they put in all the hard work, sweat equity, and dedication, and then some freak injury.
Yeah, and it
takes it from them.
It takes it from them just like that. So and that's for anybody. You know, you can't you can't take anything for granted. You don't know when your last snap would be.
That's
so you play every snap like your last snap.
That's right.
And Cedric Brown is the perfect example of that.
Yep. Coach, Nemo Williams had 93 yards. Antonio Frazier had 31. All really hard-fought yards. Speak to us about the offensive line, how they're learning, growing, starting to play a little better as a group, and also touching on those two running backs in the game they had.
Yeah, they played a great game. You know, they missed a few here and there, but overall, you know, the O-line is gelling. You know, I told them, I'm going to make you have an identity tonight. You know, you're going to run the ball, and we're going to run right at them. And whether you like it or not, you're gonna either man up today, or you know, we're gonna figure out something else.
Sure.
And you know, of course, like you said, we played like we didn't have an identity. So you know, it was my job to not try to find an identity, but make one.
Make one.
Just make one. And with two horses back there, we can. And with the O-line that we have, that you know, they average about 280 pounds across the board. You know, we should be able to move some people.
Should be able to push some people around.
Should be able to push people around.
Yep.
That's what we did. You know, the first drive. You know, if it worked, we ran it again. Old school football.
Yeah.
If it worked, we ran it again. And that was the goal. It wasn't a thing that, okay, let's do it again. It was like, look, we're going to run it down their throat and make them like it. And we're going to keep doing it. And Greenville, you know, overall did a good job of adjusting to it. They started hitting it. And so we got out of it a little bit.
And that opened up some other stuff.
You know, we dropped a touchdown on the first drive, man. Yeah. My kid, man.
Number 12.
Banks.
I can't call his name.
Yeah, Braden Banks.
Okay.
You know, he wide open, man.
It made him sick, too. You
Yeah,
could tell his body language.
It made him sick. But Kellen did a great job of coming to the sideline. His leadership, you know, as a sophomore is above average, I should say. You know, it's up there. He got to him. He snatched. Hey, man, hit him in the chest 2 times. Let's go. If you're open, I'm gonna throw it to you again. Let's go. You all right? And that's the type of teamwork that we need throughout the season to make us better. And that. Stuff like that is the reason why I knew we were going to, even when we were down by 7 or whatever the case may be, I knew that we still had a chance to win because of that right there.
That right there is what makes this coaching show special.
Yeah.
We get the coaches on here, and we get to hear stuff, intellect that's going on the sidelines.
Right.
Kids helping kids.
Right.
Kids pumping kids. Leadership skills, stuff like that.
Right.
That's what makes this show special right there, little inside tidbits like that. Coach, Cam Johnson catches 2 touchdown passes, one from 13 yards and another from 62. We saw them both on the highlights. And look, I know Cam can catch the ball in open space. He can make folks miss.
Yeah.
As he did on the 62-yarder. But I was impressed with the 13-yard catch because for the first time this year, we had a receiver jump and high point the ball over a defender. Kind of a la Jawan Boyd style. Take a moment to speak on those 2 catches from Cam and his growing and learning to be aggressive jumping in the air.
Cam, you know, this is no exaggeration. He caught about 15 of those this summer throughout.
On 7-on-7?
7-on-7 OTAs. So we knew if we get in the red zone,
gotcha.
He's gonna do it.
Well, that was the first time this year.
Yeah, that was the first time this year. But you know, it's one of those things where, you know, it didn't matter what the play coach throw the ball, just like last year. Throw the ball to out. In that case, throw the ball to Cam.
Okay.
Now, I don't care what it is. We knew the safety was going to help, so we sent the tight end in the middle to occupy him. And if the safety was to help, the tight end would have been open. So, so we had a kind of a double whammy. And Cam and Kellen have a connection to where Cam. The kid was playing off of him. Cam ran to him and saw that he wasn't going to break the cushion. So Cam slowed down, and Kellen threw it right at the front pylon. He didn't throw it over. He didn't try to lob it. He didn't try to lead him. He just threw it right up high enough to the front pylon, and Cam did a great job of boxing him out, high pointing the ball, strong hands coming down with the catch. And,
He did, Coach.
And we've seen it all summer, and I was just happy that, all of his hard work showed in that, one play, and hopefully that we can get that throughout the season.
Yeah, that one stood out to me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I knew he could catch it in space, and I knew he could run away from people and make people miss. But that one,
Definitely.
It was one of those where there was two of them out there.
Yep.
It was us and them, and he said, "I want it more than you."
I want it more than you.
That's right,
and that's how he is.
That's what impressed me.
Yep.
And Coach, Carroll comes visiting this Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
The game has kind of become a little bit of a rivalry over the past 4 or 5 years. Used to didn't be.
Yeah.
They broke our hearts last year. They scored 3 times in the last 5 minutes of the game. To me, they stole one from us. I know you and the players would never speak about revenge. That's not a thing a coach and players get into. But us fans,
y'all can say what y'all want to say, baby.
Us TV people,
oh yeah, definitely.
We can speak on our own right here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I'm looking for a little bit right there. But speak to us about the second region game of the year and the opportunity to go 2-0 in the region, and what Carroll brings to the table.
Carroll brings. They're still trying to form their identity on offense as well. They'll run it, they'll pass it, the quarterback can spin it. So they're trying to find their way. They're trying to find their way. They're probably, if I was them, I would probably try to mix some pieces up together offensively, defensively, so we can try to score some points. And I think that's what they're doing. Defensively, they're tough. They're tough. They have an edge guy that can rush the passer, that can stop the run. They have some big guys interior that are really, really good. They have a linebacker that comes downhill that's really good. So collectively, they just like last year and the year before. If you don't prepare for a team like Carroll, they will beat you. Mm-hmm. They will beat you, and they have all the momentum in the world because they beat us last year. Right. And they graduated a lot, but we graduated a lot. So we're kind of going into the game the same way. I'm trying to really. We're not searching for an identity anymore. We're just trying to figure out a way to make that identity a little more crisp, a little more sharp, and I think that they're still trying to find theirs, and so honestly, I honestly don't know what to expect. Friday, I expect them to run the ball. Number one,
you've seen what you've seen.
I've seen
what you're saying to everybody is it could be something different. By Friday night, because they're still searching.
They're still searching. It was 3 different game plans that they've had for the 3 different teams.
Okay.
So we're preparing for everything, and that's how it's supposed to be. But, defensively, it's all about 3 things. I don't care what level it is you're playing. Alignment, assignment, fly to the ball. If you do those 3 things, then you have a great chance of winning. And offensively, the big 3, alignment, assignment, take care of the ball. If we do those 3 things offensively, you have a great chance of winning the game. And that's what we've been preaching this entire week. Today was a wet day. They came in ready to rock and roll, and, it was a good day for us. So we'll see how we compete on Saturday.
I think this weather's going to ease on out of here.
Yeah, it should ease on out.
Before Saturday at 11.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So let's bring that up for a second, Coach.
Definitely.
For the people that are just tuning in or have not heard, due to the forces that be out in wherever land, the game has been changed to 11 a.m. Saturday morning and not on Friday night.
Yes.
So just want to alert everybody to the time change and the date change. Right. So again, y'all had a wet practice today, but I think the weather's supposed to be absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it should
Saturday
be.
at 11 a.m. So that'll be a bonus.
Right.
That'll be a bonus. Coach, as always, thank you for being here tonight. I know you got 100 other things you could be doing. You're always running in here at the last minute because you got so much stuff going on, and I appreciate that. And don't ever think I don't, because I do. And good luck this Friday night against Carroll.
Thank you. I
Get
appreciate
that region win and keep the Trojans rolling. We'll be right back on the Coaches Show. C-Spire.
Starts in providing you with some of the best health care anywhere. Welcome to Southeast Health, where best is what we do. Southeast Health, always the right direction.
At Max Credit Union, we enjoy more. Serving more, teaching more, growing more, giving more, supporting more, sharing more, and more of everything. Max Credit Union is dedicated to connecting with our communities and members, providing all the financial, tools, services, and expertise they need to live their best life, providing more of everything since 1955. Max Credit Union.
The mission of Pike County Schools is to provide excellence in education, producing graduates ready for college, careers, and lifelong success. Pike County Schools would like to wish the Goshen High School Eagles and the Pike County High School Bulldogs success on the field this Friday night. Whether you are a cheerleader, band member, player, or fan, we hope you enjoy the Friday night experience and take pride in your school. Pike County Schools, excellence in education.
It's not about the awards we're getting for being the best. It's about the reward we feel for giving our best, for doing what's best for those who need us, for creating a home for those who want to be their best. It's about knowing that we're attracting some of the best minds, the best hearts, and providing you with some of the best health care anywhere. Welcome to Southeast Health, where best is what we do. Southeast Health, always the right direction.
At Max
To show Don Moore from the Goshen Eagles. Coach, thank you for being here
Yes, sir.
tonight.
Thank
I
you for having
appreciate it. And it's always good to sit here and recap a win. And a nice win versus Zion Chapel last Friday night, and especially when you're talking about a region win.
Yes, sir.
That makes it even better. And 1-0 in the region. I'm 3-0 overall, and great start for the Eagles this year. Coach, 44 points on the board, 357 yards rushing last week versus ACA.
Yes, sir.
434 yards rushing this week versus Zion Chapel. I don't know if you realize how impressive that is when you read it in the newspapers, but has it just become commonplace for the Goshen Eagles? I mean, Coach, that's really impressive. You must be really proud of the offensive line and the backs choosing the correct holes. Speak to us about the development of the offense and how you rack up that many yards, and how they performed Friday night.
First thing, I can't say enough about our offensive line. Those guys do a tremendous job. Kobe Richardson, Jacoby Brunson. We got another guy in there, Luke Daughtry's been subbing in right now. We had Tristan Andrews has had a little ankle sprain, so he didn't play last week. George Crawley and our one senior on there is Nehemiah Bedgood. They've been doing a really tremendous job up front. I just can't say enough about how well they're doing.
Coach, the football team as a whole is kind of a fraternity, but then you have squads inside the football team, and the offensive line. They when you talk about they're playing well together, are they all buddies? They are.
They gel really well together, that's the big thing. They take up for one another, and that when you see that, and they're very unselfish. And you play offensive line. I played offensive line in high school. My offensive coordinator played offensive line in high school and college. And you got to be an unselfish player. Your name hardly ever gets in the paper. You never get any accolades, really. You do it for the love of the game.
Boy, if you get a holding call.
That's
I mean, everybody, look at that old lineman down there getting a holding call. That's when you get the recognition.
That's it. It's only usually bad things, but I just can't say enough about those guys. They've done a tremendous job for us, and they gel really well. And, our backs run extremely hard. And that's what we tell our offensive linemen all the time. Hey, man, you got some really good backs. Why would you not want to block for these guys?
Yeah.
And they do that. And, I tell the backs, hey, man, you got a great offensive line. Why would you not want to run hard?
Yeah.
They complement each other really well.
Coach, are they running the space, or are they following the scheme of the play, or is it improvising in the secondary, getting all these yards, or are they just disciplined?
Well, we tell them all the time, hey, the offensive line is try to get you past the first level. It's up to you to make the second level miss. They do a good job of that. They run over you, they run through you, they run around you. They they feed off each other. They really do. The guys that we hand the ball to,
So
kind of
one
feed
guy
off
gets
each other.
18 yards, the next one's like, I got to get 18.
But they're extremely happy for each other. You know, it's a lot of, and it's really great to have right now. Is we have a lot of unselfish football players, and that is extremely a blessing to have.
Can't coach that. That's got to be the players' personalities.
Yes, sir.
And that's good to have.
It is.
Yeah,
It's really it's a
good to
blessing to have that.
Yeah. Coach, quarterback Jay McNabb went off again Friday night, and if it hadn't been for the historic performance of Elba's Alvin Henderson, Jaden would have certainly won a pizza from Sports Chat with Neal and Wally. I mean, he put up the numbers to get it. But anyway, the Sports Chat, never mind. But anyway, Jaden reeled off 310 yards rushing from his quarterback position. He also threw a touchdown pass. Talk to us about Jaden's performance Friday night. That's a big game.
Well, it got really sloppy. It rained all day, and it got worse as the game went on. And so we didn't play our best game by no means on either side of the ball.
Okay.
On special all three phases, we didn't play great.
Penalties?
Lots of them.
Oh, gosh.
Tremendous.
Okay.
Tremendous amounts of penalties.
Okay. Something to work on this week.
It was, and we didn't have a really good week of practice last week, and it was able for me to say, hey, this is what happens when we not focus at practice, and and nothing against all accolades go to Coach Keene and his coach staff. They had those guys ready, and I told them, like, this is not a Zion Chapel team from the past. They're a lot better than they have been, and they're physical up front. And they run the ball hard. So, our guys just
and they were undefeated coming in.
Yeah, they were. And our guys just kind of took it a little bit for granted, I think. And, we were in a dogfight for a while. But, with the weather, we just we got in one formation and ran 3 plays. And Jay McNabb basically said, give it to me.
I'll tote it.
And let me go downhill, Coach.
Yeah.
When you got a guy that wants that, he was calling for the ball, and we were like, okay.
Were they giving you that little signal from the
a little bit, yeah. We kind of kept it in scheme of what we wanted to do. Our game plan kind of went out the window when it started pouring down rain hard. And I can't say enough about our center, Kobe Richardson. We had one bad snap all night.
In that pouring rain.
And that was because he had got his hand hit in a face mask, and it kind of stung him a little bit. But other than that, that's what kept us in the game. Was his snaps were
important
not
when
bad
it's flood
ones.
and rain.
Yeah. So for him, and he had a heck of a game on defense as well. So we had a bunch of guys. We had 7 sacks. So it was one of those good nights as well.
Coach, sticking on the offensive side of the ball real quick, Tyler McClendon had another nice game. I know we talked about him last week. He had another touchdown catch. He also threw in 49 yards rushing. Those rushing yards, are they coming back? Are they coming from a running back position or speed sweeps to Tyler?
Not speed sweeps so much. We're snapping him the ball.
Okay.
And letting him go.
Wildcat, kind of?
Kind of. It's kind of what we do with Jaden McNabb and Samaric. And Samaric had a really good game too, but all his touchdowns got called back for penalties.
Okay.
So
which was the point of emphasis in
right.
practice this week?
That's what I tell everybody is, hey, Samaric rushed for probably over 200, but you can't count all of them because they got called back.
Yeah.
So it was just one of those nights that we just got kind of lazy up front on some things at times.
Gotcha. Coach, grade your kicking teams for us. How'd they perform in all that sloppy rain?
Kicking was fine. Kickoff return at the start was pretty good, and then we just had a blunder on a onside kick.
Okay.
And we had another blunder on kickoff. We gave up a kickoff return for a touchdown. Right after we had just scored. So
I got you.
Those are things that you hate to see. We gave the momentum right back after we got it.
Well, when you said you didn't play your best game, that was something had to go awry.
Exactly, and Cody Boyette's a long snapper, and when we had to punt, he snapped the ball well in those conditions as well. So you always worry about that when you go to punt in those wet conditions, and you never know where that thing's going to go. But they did a really good job.
Okay, Coach, on defense, Josh Terry 8 solo tackles, including 2 sacks. Landon Chandler, 6 solo tackles and a sack. And I know you've already spoken on Jay McNabb's offense abilities, but I read where you had an interception on defense to chime in there as well.
He did.
Take a moment just to speak on that defense. I know you've already touched on a few things, but just summarize the defense's play. You said 6 total sacks?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Kobe Richardson had 2. Another guy that played really well for us, R.B. Allen, he had 2 sacks and 5 tackles. You know, and Jaden, you know, he's just an all-around football player. I really don't know how to explain it other than that. He's smart, he's savvy on both sides of the ball. He doesn't really ever panic.
Every now and
those
then,
are great things to have.
every now and then when I'm doing television through the years, not yet this year, I'll see a kid multiple times and I'll say, that kid's around the ball a lot.
Right.
Well, there he is in the right spot at the right time again. And I feel like that's Jaden.
It is.
He's in the right spot at the right time a lot.
He is.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
He kind of understands a lot about what we're doing, and the down distance and recognizing things. And you know, he's not the only one on defense that we have that does that. We got some other guys. Samaric Andrews is another guy that does a tremendous job on defense.
Those kind of players turn into coaches.
Yes, sir.
Later on down the road. Coach, we got some highlights, and if you
okay.
will, talk to us a little bit during these highlights.
Yes, sir.
and that's the final, 44 to 14 there, and 21 right there. Coach, undefeated, 1-0 in the region. I know you're off to a good start, and you're proud of the young guys. Y'all got Calhoun coming to town Friday night. They're coming off a 40-0 loss, but they can cause some teams some issues.
That's right.
I know you don't want them to cause Goshen issues. Tell the fans what to expect out of the athletes that Calhoun's bringing.
They're very elusive. They're very fast. You know, we got to be really good in the secondary this week. We can't leave anybody behind us because they'll hurt us. And we got to be really good at tackling space. Those are the keys for us for sure, especially on defense. And on offense, we got to kind of keep doing what we've been doing and controlling the ball, controlling the clock. That's what you don't want to do. You don't and hold on to the football and don't turn it over.
Win the turnover battle.
Yeah, you don't want to give teams like that extra possession, especially teams that can strike quick. And that's what they are. They're a quick striking team because they're very fast. They got skilled guys all over the place. So we got to do a really good job on the back end. And on the front end, we got to make those open field tackles and not let the quarterback get out of there and start scrambling around.
I got you, Coach. It's a region game. It's Friday night, 7 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
At Eagle Stadium on the campus, Goshen High School. And this is Coach Don Moore with the Goshen Eagles, and 3-0, 1-0 in the region, looking to go 2-0 in the region. They got Calhoun coming to town. Coach, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for
I
having
always
us.
appreciate it. I know you got 1,000 other things you need to be doing, but we'll see you next in about 5 minutes on the Coaches Show. We'll be right back.
Credit Union, we enjoy more. Serving more, teaching more, growing more, giving more, supporting more, sharing more, and more of everything. Max Credit Union is dedicated to connecting with our communities and members, providing all the financial, tools, services, and expertise they need to live their best life, providing more of everything since 1955. Max Credit Union.
The mission of Pike County Schools is to provide excellence in education, producing graduates ready for college, careers, and lifelong success. Pike County Schools would like to wish the Goshen High School Eagles and the Pike County High School Bulldogs success on the field this Friday night. Whether you are a cheerleader, band member, player, or fan, we hope you enjoy the Friday night experience and take pride in your school. Pike County Schools, excellence in education.
It's not about the awards we're getting for being the best. It's about the reward we feel for giving our best, for doing what's best for those who need us, for creating a home for those who want to be their best. It's about knowing that we're attracting some of the best minds, the best hearts, and providing you with some of the best health care anywhere. Welcome to Southeast Health, where best is what we do. Southeast Health, always the right direction.
At Max Credit Union, we enjoy more. Serving more, teaching more, growing more, giving more, supporting more, sharing more, and more of everything. Max Credit Union is dedicated to connecting with our communities and members, providing all the financial, tools, services, and expertise they need to live their best life, providing more of everything since 1955. Max Credit Union.
The mission of Pike County Schools is to provide excellence in education, producing graduates ready for college, careers, and lifelong success. Pike County Schools would like to wish the Goshen High School Eagles and the Pike County High School Bulldogs success on the field this Friday night. Whether you are a cheerleader, band member, player, or fan, we hope you enjoy the Friday night experience and take pride in your school. Pike County Schools, excellence in education.
Welcome back to the Coaches Show. Coach Mark Hurt with Pike County Bulldogs, athletic director, head coach. Coach, thank you for being here tonight.
Oh, my pleasure.
As always, I know I heard you off air discussing chalking the fields and painting the fields with Coach Moore and all this rain, and Coach Moore said he had to do it by hand and all that.
Right.
Anyway, I say all that to say that they got so much going on. They need to be marking the field. They need to be grading film. They need to be helping the kids, and took time out of the day to be here to talk about the game last Friday night, and I appreciate that, Coach. It means a lot.
Yes, sir.
Coach, it's always nice to sit up here with a win,
I agree.
especially a region win.
I agree.
How about that? Y'all rode over to Geneva. It was on a Thursday night, and which was short notice for y'all, and you got the win, 21-15 over the Geneva Panthers, and on a last-second touchdown, you made me watch until 10 o'clock at night, Coach.
Well, hey,
But, Coach,
as long as we get the win,
I know,
it doesn't matter how long
know.
it takes.
Just summarize. It was a long game. It was almost 10 o'clock, no doubt. I mean, I'm serious. But just summarize for us, last second touchdown win, the effort you got from your kids down in Geneva.
Well, you know, it was great. I think we grew up some. You know, and the whole time I felt like we shouldn't be losing this game. You know, we had 3 touchdowns called back, and even when they scored with 40 seconds, my mind would not accept the loss. I was like, there's no way we should be losing this game.
Yeah.
So, you know, everybody settled down. We got focused. We got the ball back, had a good return, got it about midfield, got 40 seconds, got the kids calm, and I knew I had enough timeouts that, you know,
do
if we
something,
could.
yeah.
Well, I felt like, you know, there's safeties. I felt like if we could run the right routes and get them open and get it, you know, get Braylon in the middle of the field, and if he catch it and the quarterback make a good throw, we could still possibly win the game, and that's what happened. But the kids never gave up. I think they felt like we should have won the game as well. I mean, there was a lot of flags in the game, and some of it was questionable, you know. But hey, I don't ever talk about officials, but you know, there were some little things that I'm like, you know, it just made it look like we were very undisciplined. But it's like, that can't be right because we practice this every day. Yeah. You know, how we did play some kids, young kids that were on the line or off the line. You know, when they should be on, they were off a couple of times.
Gotcha. Formation.
So they did formation. Too many men in the backfield. They did get us on that a couple of times. But you know, overall the effort was there. The kids played hard. We started off slow again, and which that's what I've got to get that fixed. I mean, I work on it every week, but at some point I just feel like it's got to click. Yeah. So.
Coach, before we start talking about Pike County, I want to take a second. I felt the same way. I watched the game. I felt the same way. I was like, Pike County's bigger than them. They're stronger than them. They're faster than them. They've outplayed them. Why is the score like this? But I got to give credit where credit's due. Number 4 was a player.
He was a ball player, good ball player.
He was
a playmaker.
Hey, the defensive secondary had their hands full with number 4.
Oh yeah,
now,
he was a playmaker.
I mean, he was just a player. It was fun to watch. And as hard as I was pulling for Pike County and mad that y'all were behind at certain points, number 4 was fun to watch.
Yeah, he's tough.
He's a player, Coach.
He's fast too.
And for y'all to buckle down and win that game, that was impressive. It really was.
Oh yeah.
Coach, y'all put up 276 yards of offense, and that's got to put a little bit of smile on your face right there. Just 276 yards offense. Braylon Jackson broke the century mark on the ground, 109 yards rushing. Speak to us about the growth of your offensive line and how the Pike County offensive line played better as a group down in Geneva, besides the penalties, you know.
Yeah. Well, we keep trying to get the right pieces of the puzzle together. And, you know, we started out, we found a center the week before. Thought that, you know,
gotcha.
He did well that week before. Well, heck, he comes out there, and we had to end up moving him to guard, move off his tackle to center. And, you know, just to get the snap. I mean, the first 3 snaps were awful. And
so you had to do some shifting around?
Early. Yeah, early.
Okay.
And so, you know, we finally kind of got it right, but the kids played hard, and you know, Braylon, I think, really got fired up. There, you know, he started, you know, feeling it, and
kind of like guys, just putting everybody on his shoulders.
Right, and we put a 10th grader in at fullback that, you know, had really been doing a whole lot, and he came in and blocked very well. We also ran a couple of other backs to kind of give Braylon some, you know, some time to rest, because you know he exploded for an 84-yarder, and you know that, and he was really running.
You got to have you win.
Yeah,
that's
so
right.
we put a couple of young guys in, and they gave us some good quality reps. Yeah. But you know, we're starting to come together. We're starting to come together, and I just, you know, my job is to get them prepared. I told them yesterday, my whole speech after practice was about preparation. You know, all football teams have to prepare. You have to watch film. You have to prepare. You have to be prepared. You have to, you know, get your body right. You have to do things right. You have to eat right. It's just the whole spiel. And it's a lot of young players, so they like to play. They like to eat chips and play the NCAA game.
Yep.
But I told them watch more film.
Watch more film. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're going to play against an opponent, if you're in a boxing match or UFC, and you have to fight a person,
you need to know if they're coming with the left or the right.
You get knocked out.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's the same concept. It's just from a different sport.
That's right. Coach Azori Utsi, 5 of 13 passes, 119 yards in the air. Now that completion percentage, it's not jumping off the page at everybody. It ain't setting the world on fire. But a few of those 5 completions, it came in some huge situations. He hit Braylon for the game-winning touchdown deep across the middle, like we already talked about, as the time was running low. But I call that coming through in the clutch.
Oh, yeah.
I really do. Speak to us about the special connection between Braylon and Azori, and while emphasizing that play at the end of the game.
Yeah. Well, Azori is, he's a freshman. He's really like, what they call him, cool hand Lou.
I got
He's
you.
really cool and calm. He really doesn't
He don't get
rattled.
frustrated.
Or you don't know when he's rattled.
Yeah.
And he scrambled and kept his eyes downfield, made a couple of big pass plays. One was to Cam Tony that set up one touchdown, the go-ahead touchdown. And then, we got him to the sideline. I think we called a timeout, or the ball was incomplete or something happened. And we talked, and talked to him about keeping your eyes down the field, what you need to do. And, he stepped up and made a great pass. And, Braylon's fast. If Braylon catch the ball, he's hard to tackle in open field.
Right.
And so, Azori's been working hard and, been working on the pass game a lot more and, trying to send the blitz at him to kind of get him used to playing. But, he's a special player. He's going to be really good in the future.
Gotcha. It's fun to watch him, the maturity. I commentated the Charles Henderson Jamboree, and the difference between what I saw in Geneva and what I saw in the Jamboree, he's already matured in 4 weeks, 3.5 weeks, Coach. You can see it. So you're definitely spot on that. Coach, on defense, Ben Patterson, he led y'all with 10 tackles. 3 of those were tackles for loss, and also a sack involved in that as well. And Khalil Foster had 5 tackles and 2 interceptions.
Yes.
Now, normally 2 interceptions will get you a pizza from Sports Chat with Neal and Wally, but it just so happened that Alvin Henderson had a historic night running the football, so he got the pizza this week.
Gotcha.
But speak to us about that defense and Khalil and Ben and the cohesiveness. And they had a big challenge. They really threw the ball around down there in Geneva.
Yeah, they did. And, that's kind of been our Achilles heel this season, secondary-wise. But, they're starting to play better, a lot better. And Ben's a junior. He's been starting 3 years now.
He's a veteran. He may be a junior, but he's a veteran.
Yeah, he started 3 years. Khalil, of course, is a senior. He's been starting since I've been there. And
Khalil's brother's at Marshall, so the lineage there, I mean, he's just picking up where his brother left off.
Right, and so, when it was time to step up and play, I thought they stepped up, because we kept saying someone has to step up and make plays tonight, and the game was treated like a playoff game. It's like this is a region game. You got to play it like a playoff game.
Yeah.
Fellas. And the defense stepped up. I think, they initially on the first drive, they kind of just ran the ball down the field. And one of my 10th grade linebackers, I said, like, what's going on? He said, well, Coach, they're doing exactly what we practice. He said, we're just not executing right now. So, that right there is like, okay, you accept responsibility, let's get it right.
Yeah,
and after that, they start playing well. I think we may have given up maybe 30 yards rushing total. They had, I think, a total of 243 maybe, 230.
Okay.
I think it was 213 passing.
A little 200.
Yeah, and 30 yards rushing. And so we know we just got to get better on the back end, and that's what we worked on this week because Op definitely throws the ball a lot.
Gotcha. Coach, we got some highlights. If you will, talk us through these highlights as they roll across.
Neal really played hard, man. I mean, they played their hearts out.
Yeah. Yep.
They had a great game plan. They held the ball. They snapped the ball with just a few seconds on the clock. They jumped in some stuff we hadn't seen, like put 4 people right beside the quarterback, and then, especially in short yardage, and in the last minute, they just run out and jump in the formation and you know it quick. So it was
Coach,
prepared.
Like I said just a minute ago, anytime you go on the road and it's a region game, it's hard. It's hard.
Right.
You know, it's harder than being at home. Plus, it's a region game, so it's going to be difficult. But hey, you get out of there with a win and undefeated in the region. And going down the road, Coach. Let's just flip the page. Here. Moving on in region play. Next up is Op.
Oh yeah.
Y'all go there again on the road again, and we just said on the road and the region games are tough. Speak to us about what the fans need to expect out of the Ed Rigsby coached Op Bobcats.
Well, the quarterback's he's a pretty good quarterback. He's been spreading the ball out amongst about 2 or 3 receivers. He's got a tall receiver. Well, he's got actually 2 good receivers, 2 tall receivers, and a number 0 that's very fast and elusive. So he's been throwing the ball. You know, he's always been a wing T type guy, but he's jumped in the T formation in 2 games we've seen.
Okay.
Which, you know, is power set. It's got a big lineman, and they just downhill.
Yeah.
You know, and they're trying to get 3 or 4 per play and get the first down and keep the clock moving. And, you know, that's possession, taking time out the game. And then he also get back in the spread and throw the ball. So that they've run it well so far. You know, they're undefeated. They beat Northview, a team out, I think it's Florida.
It was.
And they beat New Brockton 30-27. And they forced some errors. They forced New Brockton because the game was pretty close. But they forced some errors there late and got an interception. And so they play well on defense. You know, they're good size. They have good size, and they play hard. So it's going to be another tough test. But, you know, I expect nothing less at Pike County. I don't know. I just tell the boys, you know, whenever we play teams, they always come to play.
Yeah.
So, you know, we expect it to be a tough game.
Gotcha.
We expect it to be a physical game. We expect it to be a challenging game.
Gotcha. Well, Coach, as always, thank you for being here tonight, and best of luck down in Op. And bring that region win home and go 2-0 in the region. How about that?
That'd be lovely.
Coach Mark Hurt.
Thank you.
The head coach and athletic director at Pike County High School. We sure appreciate you being here, Coach. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
It's not about the awards we're getting for being the best. It's about the reward we feel for giving our best, for doing what's best for those who need us, for creating a home for those who want to be their best. It's about knowing that we're attracting some of the best minds, the best hearts, and providing you with some of the best health care anywhere. Welcome to Southeast Health, where best is what we do. Southeast Health, always the right direction.
At Max Credit Union, we enjoy more. Serving more, teaching more, growing more, giving more, supporting more, sharing more, and more of everything. Max Credit Union is dedicated to connecting with our communities and members, providing all the financial, tools, services, and expertise they need to live their best life, providing more of everything since 1955. Max Credit Union.
The mission of Pike County Schools is to provide excellence in education, producing graduates ready for college, careers, and lifelong success. Pike County Schools would like to wish the Goshen High School Eagles and the Pike County High School Bulldogs success on the field this Friday night. Whether you are a cheerleader, band member, player, or fan, we hope you enjoy the Friday night experience and take pride in your school. Pike County Schools, excellence in education.
It's not about the awards we're getting for being the best. It's about the reward we feel for giving our best, for doing what's best for those who need us, for creating a home for those who want to be their best. It's about knowing that we're attracting some of the best minds, the best hearts, and providing you with some of the best health care anywhere. Welcome to Southeast Health, where best is what we do. Southeast Health, always the right direction.
At Max Credit Union, we enjoy more. serving more, teaching more, growing more, giving more, supporting more, sharing more, and more of everything. Max Credit Union is dedicated to connecting with our communities and members, providing all the financial, tools, services, and expertise they need to live their best life, providing more of everything since 1955. Max Credit Union.
The mission of Pike County Schools is to provide excellence in education, producing graduates ready for college, careers, and lifelong success. Pike County Schools would like to wish the Goshen High School Eagles and the Pike County High School Bulldogs success on the field this Friday night. Whether you are a cheerleader, band member, player, or fan, we hope you enjoy the Friday night experience and take pride in your school. Pike County Schools, excellence in education.
It's not about the awards we're getting for being the best. It's about the reward we feel for giving our best, for doing what's best for those who need us, for creating a home for those who want to be their best. It's about knowing that we're attracting some of the best minds, the best hearts, and providing you with some of the best health care anywhere. Welcome to Southeast Health, where best is what we do. Southeast Health, always the right direction.
Back to the C Spire Coaches Show, and tonight the wild card coach is Coach Malone, Coach Matt Malone from the Carroll High Eagles. He's on the speakerphone with us. Coach, welcome to the show.
I appreciate it, Bill.
Good deal, Coach. You're the director of athletics at Carroll, and first of all, Coach, y'all start the season with 5 away games in a row. I mean, gracious, that right there is just tough. And I know you'll be glad to be back at Matthews Stadium playing a home game soon. But, Coach, that ain't going to happen until September the 27th when Pike County comes visiting. Just speak to us briefly on the difficulties of playing on the road and this stretch of 5 consecutive away games.
Well, it's been tough, man. It's been it's actually not been super difficult as far as our kids have handled it really well, and I've been pretty blessed that my coaches have been around a lot of different places, and so we've been blessed that we were able to handle it the right way in certain aspects, but at the same time, Neil, having to constantly be on the road, I don't know what a home game feels like at Carroll High School.
I got you.
I think as young as we are right now on offense, the fact that we are on the road has been kind of difficult for those guys. Defensively, I felt like we played pretty well, but I think being at home early in the year probably could have helped us. But it's a positive, man. We haven't had. We were supposed to play Elmore County at home. We moved it on the road because our stadium's not done yet.
Yep.
Hopefully, it's going to be done. This rain today didn't help us any, but. It looks beautiful. They got the turf. They're getting it out there, and our kids are getting excited about it. So, has it been easy and perfect? No, but at the same time, Elmore County was gracious enough to host us last week and split the gate with us. And it is what it is. I think for the future of our program, the turf was more important than playing an early season home game.
Right, Coach. And I'll go ahead and throw it out there. Is there an outside chance that it won't be ready for Pike County on the 27th, or are y'all pretty much they give you a timeline that it's going to be a go?
I really don't think so, Neil. I hope you can hear me. I just swapped over to my truck phone.
Yeah, I can. We can hear you.
I really think they're in pretty good shape right now. The turf was starting to go down yesterday, and they got about half the field done, and it's not sewn together or anything, but the rain today was pretty tough. I feel really confident. They've been pretty lucky on the weather. Hadn't had many rainy days at all. So other than the next few days, I think we're in pretty good shape. The track is the one thing that they're not as far along on as they are the actual turf. But I feel really, really confident that they'll have it done by the 27th.
Gotcha. Okay, good deal. Coach, you're one of the few teams that has not started region play yet. And so by not starting region play, all the team goals are still right in front of y'all. And it starts Friday night right here in Troy at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Y'all play the Charles Henderson Trojans. But first, before we move on to Charles Henderson, let's just touch just a little bit on the Elmore County game last Friday night. Coach, y'all came up just a little short, 31-7. Just briefly talk to us about how that game unfolded up in Elmore County.
Man, it was 12-7 at halftime. We had a chance on it. We had the ball, had a 2-minute drive going, had a screw up on signals. Kids thought we were trying to spike the ball. We were throwing a screen and ended up getting a lineman downfield call. And just the self-inflicted wounds that we have every week, man. And it's all because it's a new system, man. All the verbiage is new, and it's not an easy system. And so. It's all we made a lot of mistakes on offense. It was 12-7 at half, though. Thought we had a pretty good chance to get the ball after half. And, man, we snapped the ball over our quarterback's head, get a safety, kick off. Defense makes a great stop, get the ball back, next snap, right over our quarterback's head. And we haven't had any snap issues all year. And so next snap goes over his head. We get another safety. So back-to-back safeties, man, just – we put our defense in a bind. They played great all night. It was a lot closer game than the score indicates. We kind of wore down late on defense, but they took advantage of our offense, just making a ton of mistakes. And I will say, in year one, it's harder to be good with a brand new offense than defense, and our kids are adjusting. And we replaced a lot of guys. They lost almost every receiver. They lost the running back, the quarterback. Obviously Peyton Plott's now at Auburn High, and so we're just really young on offense, and hopefully the experience we got the past few weeks will start to pick it up. Our kids have had, a great attitude about everything, and I was worried coming in on Monday they were going to be all worried about it. But honestly, our seniors have been better than anybody as far as their attitudes go and picking people up, and they've been great. So everything's still in front of us. I think the region is, manageable if we can figure out, what we're doing on offense a little bit. And so we're going to constantly be making changes and tweaks, and hopefully we can find a way to score enough points to win some football games.
Yeah, Coach, Holden Pollock, he had the 1-yard touchdown run, which was y'all's lone touchdown Friday night. Talk to us about Holden and how he's learning, growing, and developing as a quarterback in your system.
Holden is a really, really smart kid. He didn't play his best game Friday night. I think he was overthinking a little bit. Maybe we were doing too much. And we're going to try to simplify this week. But, truth be told, man, game until this year, and he's a junior, and has never started a varsity game at least. So he's learning on the fly too, and we're learning what he can and can't do. And the future's really bright for him.
Yeah. Coach, I know you gave up 31 on defense, and you said got tired late, but talk to us a little bit about the defense and the way they're coming along, and maybe a highlight or two from a couple of guys.
Man, our defense is led by two main guys. Quay White is our inside linebacker, number one, and he is an absolute dog and just has a great attitude. After the game Friday night, he was just upbeat. Guys, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. And then Elijah Horn is our nose guard, number 59, and he's a freak. And so I got to find a way to play those guys on offense a little more in the future. But just because of their mentality and what they bring to the table as far as their attitude and how hard they play, those guys play really, really hard. And defensively, man, we've been really good all three games on defense, and they've been put in the worst situations humanly possible.
I got you.
We put those guys, our average field position every week has not been good due to mishaps in special teams and mishaps on offense. And those guys play extremely hard, and they don't get down. They got a little frustrated at the end of the game Friday night, but for the most part, man, they keep their calm. They just go out there and get stops. And that's a testament to our coaches and our kids, to be honest.
Speaking with Coach Matt Malone from the Carroll Eagles, Coach, how would you grade your special teams through the first few weeks?
Oh, man, we got a brand new long snapper. We got, a new kicker and punter, and it's an all-new scheme. And so we've spent a lot of time this week on it. I was telling our radio guy tonight, I feel like we spent a lot of time on special teams, but the finer details of special teams have maybe got neglected due to the fact that we're having to learn a whole new offense and defense. And,
Okay.
And so hopefully this week we spent a lot of time on trying to get better at punting, at punt and our kickoff team and kickoff return and just and get our personnel right. When you have a whole new staff, we only have one coach back from the previous staff.
Gotcha.
So, we don't even know these kids and what they can do, and so it's all new to us. We're finding out every week. You think this guy can do something, he can't do it. You think this guy can't do something, and he can. And we're finding out every week about these kids. And I told them from the get-go, guys, we may not win one of the first 5 games, but I feel like we're going to get hot at the end of the year if they'll just keep going.
Gotcha.
And so that's kind of where we are, man. But I like where we're headed as far as our special teams go. We got a good kicker and Gavin Recor and Cam Buchanan, and both those guys do a really good job. And they're both soccer guys. And so we're trying to build special teams. We'll be good in the future, trying to get a young long snapper. And that's one of the most important things, man. And we just got to do a better job of in the future of developing those guys.
Gotcha. Coach, you mentioned that not a single coach on the staff was there last year, which brings me, it just pops in my head right here. Y'all got one of our own down there now helping y'all, and one of my favorite people ever, White. I wouldn't be doing any good if I didn't ask you about the former Charles Henderson great and Auburn linebacker White. I know you're glad to have him on your staff. Everyone watching tonight knows knows who he is and loves him. And take a moment just to tell everybody what means to the kids and the staff down there.
Man, he was a blessing. He was a late hire for me. Kind of got him out of nowhere, and he's been great with the kids. He brings the attitude that a defense needs. He's tough on them. He loves on them. They're at his house all the time. He's just been a blessing, man. He's done a really good job with our defense. Him and Coach Spann have really turned around the defense. They gave up a lot of points last year, and it may not look like it on the scoring average, but this year they may not be giving up the amount that they should be giving up due to what we're doing on offense. But, man, those guys, especially Rod, has done a really, really good job of bringing an intensity to the defense that really is required, man. And they spend a lot of time on the scheme, but the main thing he brings is a guy that's a player's coach, but they're scared to death of him, but they love him.
Gotcha.
So he's been great. He was a big pickup. I know he's a Charles Henderson legend, and I know this is an important week for him, but I figured he'd be really, really amped up this week, and he's been pretty much the same as he always is, which is a testament to him. Right.
Coach, flipping the page to Charles Henderson, they're coming off a win. They're 2-1 overall, 1-0 in the region to get this year going. What can the Eagle fans expect when y'all come Friday night to Veterans Memorial Stadiums when they see the Trojans? What can the Eagle fans expect in that game?
I mean, I think like always, Charles Henderson's big and athletic. They offensively, they're playing a lot more power run game football than they have the past few years, and they're going to line up with a couple tight ends and get after it. And then defensively, they're just big and athletic like always. And so we got to play better. We got to play better in all 3 phases. I feel like obviously it's going to be a close game, and I know they probably out for some revenge since Carroll won the game last year. But I'm excited about the challenge. I know Quinn does a really good job over there, and he'll have his guys coached up.
Got you, Coach. Well, Coach Matt Malone with the Carroll High School Eagles. Coach, best of luck Friday night against the Trojans, and we appreciate you calling in, and maybe we'll be able to get you on again later in the season, and keep everybody healthy, and good luck, okay?
I appreciate it, Neal. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Coach. Coach Matt Malone with the Carroll Eagles, and that's all the coaches that we have tonight. We appreciate them all, but before we sign off, we want to thank our sponsor, the Tackle Shack. Gear up for dove season at the Tackle Shack. They got everything you need, from camo to blinds to decoys and ammo. Stock up on the latest in hunting apparel and accessories. They carry Mojo, Dove a Flicker, Voodoo Dove, clip-on dove decoys, game belts, dove vests, Muddy Dove buckets, Drake and Browning camo for the adults, and also for the little hunters, they carry bow and arrow camo clothing. Don't miss out on all these exclusive deals just in time for opening day. Tackle Shack Outdoors, your one-stop shop for all things hunting. And that's going to wrap up the Coaches Show for week 3. We appreciate you watching. Hope you enjoyed listening in on these head coaches. And we'll see you next Wednesday night as we run down the Coaches Show. Y'all keep it cool. Check out Sports Chat with Neal and Wally on Sunday night at 6.
At Max Credit